I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. Hey guys, great day. Mike here. I'm back and I wanted to continue down this path of my thoughts on and view of change. Now, I didn't discuss this in the previous recording, which you should have probably before this in the lineage of recordings, or perhaps you're watching this independent of everything. If you don't see it, maybe click a link somewhere. There's a previous recording I did about this change that's coming about for those of you who are in the real estate space. And that's encompassing. It's not just realtors, it's not just investors, but it's pretty much everybody in that environment and in that space. It could be a lender, it could be a title company, anybody in that space, an attorney, whatever the case might be. But this is a very big move that's going to be taking place that a lot of people are not going to be prepared for. I can almost assuredly guarantee you that. As I alluded to in the previous conversation that I mentioned, I was on a few webinars this week and reading some updates online, and everybody's got their opinion and their purviews and feedback and what they see, what they feel, with the birds on their shoulders, the angels sitting on their ears, the devil's on one shoulder and the angel on the other. There's all kinds of moving parts here that are going down. And as a result, there's a lot of confusion. Even some of the professionals, I was on an appraisal institute, which is in and of itself a dynamic. You got to listen to it and talk to your appraisers now that I'm thinking about it. And just as a heads up, guys, this is extemporaneous, except for the reading of the Muhammad Ali quote there. But I have no, my format is in my mind and my 40 plus years of experience doing what I do. So bear with me. I appreciate your patience. There's nothing written here except as it comes up, it comes out. So do your best to bear with me or exit now, choose whatever you want to do. There is a chance that you might hear me speaking a little bit faster because, well, I take some of my recordings and increase the speed on them for when I edit them for intensive purposes. So my alarm just went off, which makes the truth that this is not artificial intelligence, but I have a call in 10 minutes that I have to be on. So good for you, because I'm going to be as brief as possible. There's 4 things scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Perhaps you see them. Perhaps you're driving and listening to this. I'm not exactly sure. But what I alluded to before, this change is coming and it's going to be around the corner. Again, there's a lot of opinions, a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts about what's going to happen. How do we articulate it? The bottom line in all of this is you got to be ready for this change that will occur. The goal date is August 17. I don't believe that it will be for sure, or it could be complete. There's a lot of things that might pop into place on the 17th, but they're going to be massaged over the next month or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a predict. I don't have a magic ball here and and seeing into the future. I know we can create our futures. We can predict our future by creating what we do today to get there. But that's for sure one thing when it comes to government and licensing across the board. It's very difficult to predict. I know that there's going to be some play on this, and there's going to have to be some flex because a lot of people are going to be confused. There's going to be a bunch of people exiting the business. People are going to freeze. Even if you're in the top 1%, you might go, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I do it? And you might put the brakes on your business. And as a result, you're not going to do what? You're not going to take any actions. So that leads me to my point today, the 4 key result areas. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what part of the business you're in. You perhaps are listening to this from as a consumer and you have your own business. Maybe you're an entrepreneur or you work for somebody as an intrapreneur. I'm not sure. But these 4 key result areas are the key ingredients to building a successful business. And you must keep this process moving forward regardless of change. Sure, there's going to be a bit of a slowdown. You have to pull in the reins a little bit to kind of get a foothold. You have to articulate conversations, especially with this commission change coming around the corner. how you have to have these conversations and what you're going to say. And you just got to be very careful about what you say on one side, obviously. But the other side is know what you can say, know what you can't say. Don't make shit up. Don't come up with, okay, well, this is just I think we could do this. And you word, anytime you think or use those words, or you hear other people discussing that or teaching you, well, I think we can, I would, and you hear their voice, there's a lot of fumbling in their words, their tonality, maybe their eye movement is all around the place, maybe their body language is out there. You can see it in them that there's uncertainty. And all firm presenters, all great presenters are certain about what they say. Like currently, right now, I'm certain about what I'm going to talk about, the 4 key result areas. Why? Because, well, I've done it. Thousands upon thousands of presentations and conversations and closings and transactions between myself, my team, and my clients, just all bundled up into a pile of certainty that I'm feeling about what I'm talking about now. Insofar as the commission thing that's going to be coming around the corner, there is some uncertainty, and it's not anybody's fault. It is what it is because, again, we're dealing with opinions, we're dealing with local, we're dealing with state, we're dealing with national, and then we're dealing with DOJ. So if you put that into a big, a ninja machine, you're going to come out with a big mess, right? At least in the beginning. So we just have to bear down on it. But anytime anybody gives you suggestions or recommendations, I'm very certain that you just get good at one thing, at least primarily in your business, which is at this juncture, 95% of everything. The other 5% is the conversation that all of us, including myself, and if my peers are listening to this recording, keep your mouth to a position of certainty of what you say. Don't say, I think, I'm not sure, or we could, maybe we could. There's no workarounds, guys. Not when you're dealing with government and all this other stuff and licensing. There's no workarounds. We just have to follow the rules to the best of our ability, and it'll iron itself out. I know it will. It has to. It's ironed itself out over the years of many different things, including our licensing business. But at the end of the day, that's the deal. So let me position this. So I got my alarm jamming off here. But anyway, so 4 key areas that I want to make sure that I bring into play here. So with all of these changes occurring, right, you have to just keep the eye on the ball. And the ball is your focus on building and continuously building your business. For those who are going to have challenges, who are not prepared for this change that's coming around the corner, they're uncertain. Even their companies seem uncertain. Even people thinking, well, this is going to be business as usual thing going on. Okay. For the most part, it will be business as usual going on, but these changes will occur. For those who are not training, those who are not practicing, those who are not drilling and rehearsing these potential dialogues that you're going to have, well, more than likely, you'll make some attempts. You'll have some huge failures, and you will probably give up or quit and leave the industry altogether. I get it, okay? Because it's not made for everybody. This business is not for everybody. It isn't. It seems like it's, easy and it's a walk in the park and all of those things. It's not. Like anything worthwhile. When I say worthwhile, the economic result of this business is phenomenal. I mean, when you're making 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 150, $200,000 in commission on one transaction, okay, you got to be good at what you do. And it's not going to be always a walk in the park. Relative to other things, be quite transparent. This is a walk in the park, this business. So the 4 things that I want you to make sure that you will, and I'll come back later and probably do another recording to back this up because I've talked about it in the past. And I will continue to talk about it until I see no sunrise nor any sunset. And that is marketing. Number 1, you got to get the word out there. This is what I do. This is what I have to offer. This is how we can help you. Do you have a problem? We can articulate that in many different ways in terms of messaging and scripting. So you got to put your message out there. 2, you have to qualify people. More importantly, now more than ever before, go back to my previous recording explaining what we did to do 250 transactions per month doing that process. You have to qualify people. You have to ask questions. You got to get personal. You got to get deep, wide. You got to become a consultative salesperson, not just arbitrary, not just pussyfooting around and, oh, I just don't want to hurt their feelings. None of that crap. You got to qualify people, direct, firm, and without equivocation. Number 3, you've got to follow up and keep people connected. You got to follow up with your clients, your prospects. You got to follow up with your title, your attorneys. Your attorneys got to follow up with you, and vice versa. Everybody's got to communicate. The levels of communication today, as they always have been, and much worse than ever before, is this ability to talk to each other. The ability to pick up the phone and say, hey, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's follow up. Following through with customers once you've qualified them, and then you move to the level of negotiation and presentations. Again, there's more to it than this, but you've got to be great at presenting. And you've heard it, if not from me, you've heard it from other people that say you got to have a great value prop. They use the term proposition, right? You got to tell people what you're going to do. Okay. It's not about the price. The price is one thing. If you talk only about price and that you're the best thing since sliced bread and we've been around since 1492 BC, you become nothing relegated than a commodity in the industry, right? However, if you position yourself as the value and authority in your space and you have a value proposition, i.e., this is what I will do. These are the steps that I take, and this is what I do different than everybody else, or this is what I do. I don't know what everybody else does. That was my value statement. Okay. I don't know what they do because people have a perception they all do the same thing. I don't know what other people do. I really don't. They can have all the same exact training, all the same exact great coaching that I give to everybody, but everybody does something different. I have no idea. I know one thing, what I do. Okay. That's all I know. And Mr. Seller, I'm ready to help you solve your problem. So your value proposition, communication, qualifying with the top of the snake here, the head of the snake is marketing, bring people into your world, and then get those other steps in process. Guys, this is not going to be, it's going to be at some level in the beginning dramatic, uncomfortable, and you got to go through it. If you want to make those 10, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 commissions, then deal with it or quit it, leave it. You got to go, as I got to go here because, well, I've got an important call at 1:00 with one of my great clients. So anyway, I wanted to share with you. Let me know if you have any questions, links to other videos, recordings, perhaps some docs or whatever down below somewhere on this recording. You want to talk to me, reach out to me. My contact information is somewhere around. Mike here, E3 Global Partner, engaging, educating, and empowering you to be the very best you can. My brother and David and I, we thank you, we welcome you, and let us know how we can help you. Go make it a great day. Do the work. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. Let's make some impact. Let's change lives. Talk to you later. Thanks so much. 4 key result areas. Don't forget them. I don't care what's going on in the market. Talk to you later. Have a great day.